Shut up and sit down.
Welcome, everybody, to the 3POA Podcast, episode 73. I'm your host, Laserpants, also known as Ryan. Bobby could not join us tonight. He's taking the night off. Apparently, he's in his backyard playing with the Vanguard right now. If you follow him on Instagram, you may have seen that. But I have someone way better than Bobby joining me tonight. The man behind the It's Toys podcast.
It's Kato.
Kato's Collection. What's going on, Kato? You are muted, sir.
I always make sure I'm muted because just in case I fart or something behind the screen, I don't want to,
You were almost cool.
Get that out. I'm never cool. You're never a problem.
You're cool in my book, buddy. How you been?
Always on. I've been good, man. How you been?
Yeah,
I've been
fine.
real good. If I was any better, I'd be twins. That's how I'd be.
Are you
Got
drinking
a lot of
wine?
people in the chat, man. Look at you, fuckers. Yeah, drinking some wine.
Yeah,
I'm classy. Oh,
damn, pinky's out, baby. Yeah, we got a full house tonight. 122 watching already. We are dual streaming on X now, aka Twitter. So shout out to everyone over there that's watching. All 6 of you.
Oh, 6. Big dog.
Come on, Elon. You said that's the next big platform for video streaming. I don't know about that.
I'm broadcasting on my OnlyFans too.
Right on. All right. Well, we have a very special guest tonight. He's currently running a Kickstarter for a new line of action figures. I know you guys like action figures, so let's just bring him in. We got Jason here from Realm Toys. Jason, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Croman, good, man. Croman was rocking out with his axe
Nice.
to your intro song.
Good. Yeah, no, that's a badass looking action figure, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah, his freaking axe is awesome as well.
So how you been? How's everything going? How's the campaign?
Campaign is good. We have 19 days left, and we're not as close as where we wanted to be, but we're hoping that Big Bad Toy Store numbers, once we get those, hopefully that'll jack it up way high. I'd love to get I'd like to get all the unlocks. I want to get that Athena out to you guys and to myself.
Very cool.
We're hopping on a lot of podcasts trying to get the word out. And hopefully, all you guys who see it also get the word out for us as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, share the link out to this show, let people know. Of course, I mean, my thing is always just positivity. We are known for positivity on this show.
Toxic positivity.
Listen, I'm going to say Brutal Realm will be funded. There's always a huge jump at the end. Always.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Yep.
I mean,
These
when the
campaigns
retailer
live and
numbers
die
kick
by the first
in,
couple days and the last couple days.
yeah,
Yep.
retailer numbers kick in, people get a little more comfortable with the idea that it's going to get there and there'll be a massive jump. I don't even know what the weight is. They all look awesome. I mean, you're basically getting a brute-sized figure for the price of a standard figure, and they all look awesome. You got some great sculpt ideas and accessory idea. I don't know what the problem is, people.
I don't
If you're
either.
in
We
this
have a
chat
great
and you haven't backed it.
sculptor, a 3D sculptor, Dao Fu Yan. If you guys aren't following him, I really highly suggest following him and hit him up and tell him how awesome he is. But it's here, I'll post his tag, his IG tag in the chat.
I saw you post today that you said, you know, we haven't shout out the sculptor enough, and I saw the artwork that you posted. Man, there's some killer artwork out there.
Yeah, I mean, dude, did you see his renders? They look like freaking action figures, like physical formed action figures, like painted prototypes.
Yeah, they look amazing.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
He's a talented dude.
We are going to get into that campaign. We're going to do a deep dive and break it all down. But first, I like to get to know the people behind the campaign. Of course, you said James might be here, or he's held up at work, so it's
he's held up at work. Yep, probably not.
First of all, let's go to the chat because I do have a few things here from our awesome chat. First of all, Liberty Customs. Before we even started, he said ordered 2 sets on Big Bad Toy Store. Really hoping this line goes through.
Thanks, man. Awesome.
Liberty Customs. We got my good buddy. It's Chad. Chad with the tater chat. Thank you, Chad. He says, the Chad cometh. Love you, Ryan. Thank you, Chad. Love you too, man. Chad's channel has been blowing up lately.
Yeah, it has. For good reason.
Yes.
For good
Congrats
reason.
to you, man.
He's good to watch.
We got B. Drew here with the tater chat. Thank you, B. Drew. He says, cheers, bros. Opening a Street Shark. # memories. Yeah, Street Sharks are back.
Street Sharks, biker mice,
Sectars,
Cowboys on Moon Mesa. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Cowboys and Moon Mesa aren't back, are they?
They are back.
Yes, they are.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nacelle
Nacelle is doing those too. Yeah.
Thank you, Zakanen, for dropping the link to the Kickstarter in the chat here. And we'll do that throughout the night. We'll drop that link so that everyone can check it out if they'd like. And then we have Figure Fight Club here. Became a channel member. Thank you, Figure Fight Club. Welcome to channel membership. We will be doing an after show, me and Kato, and we'll be talking about his new project he has coming up over there for channel members. So stay tuned for that. First of all, Jason, how'd you get into toys, man? What did you like as a kid, and how did you become an adult toy collector?
Man, you know what? What did I like as a kid? And I remember my 5th Christmas, 1982. And people are going to argue that these figures didn't come out in 1982. It was 1983, but they're freaking wrong. I asked for Christmas that year all the Star Wars figures, all the G.I. Joe, all the D&D, all the Marvel, superheroes, DC, and all. I mean, I had no idea what I was asking for. I mean, I just heard these things from I guess from school. I was in kindergarten, and also from my older brother who was 15 at the time, and he was all about Spider-Man. He was all about, you know, the Marvel comics and the movie Star Wars, and so that was a lot of influence for me. So that Christmas I got the Wolverine, G.I. Joe Wolverine. It was 1982, December 1982. And I guess the official release of that was 1983, but I got it that Christmas. I also got Masters of the Universe, Triclops. I got a He-Man and Man at Arms. People are going to argue, well, Triclops didn't come out till 1983. No, I got him 1982. So that's
there was no street dates back then. It wasn't like you walked into Kmart and they were like, "Oh, we can't sell that," even though it's on the shelf. It was just they just put stuff out and you bought it.
Yep. Yeah. So that was my intro to actually like. I got D&D figures. You guys remember the what is the freaking the dragon with the how many heads did it have? Anyway, it had a bendy head. It had bendy neck. Oh, what the hell? What the hell is the name of the D&D dragon that Super 7 just put out as a vinyl?
Good question. I have no idea. Not a D&D guy myself.
Yeah,
no, I wasn't a D&D guy. I was a different kind of nerd back then.
Yeah. Someone in the chat's going to yell it out here in a second.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tiamat?
Tiamat. Yeah, Tiamat. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you,
Tiamat.
Zakanen would know.
Thank you. Yep, I got that, and I got Warduke and the no, I got the Warduke. I don't. That's all I got. My brother got the Knight. Anyway, but I mean that's what started it all, and
that's
so
solid, man.
yeah, and so but my real staple was G.I. Joe, and I'm not sure why G.I. Joe. It may have been because my dad was a Marine, and all of his brothers, like they were all in the Navy, Army, Marine Corps, Air Force. So maybe that's why.
I mean, there were few figure lines back then that were as articulated as G.I. Joe.
Were
and the depth of vehicles and characters.
Yeah, that's very true.
And they were cheap. I mean,
and they were cheap
for the time. They were pretty cheap. You could spend, you could have $5 allowance and go get a Joe and be real happy with it.
And then some. You could probably get 2 Joes or 3 Joes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also got the Dragonfly with Wild Bill for that Christmas '82.
Damn, you made out, dude. You scored.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't all. I mean, I had so many Star Wars. I had the Jabba the Hutt and his playset with his little pad that he was on with his little Salacious Chrome. Yep. And that little thing that you took him off his throne and you fold it open and it showed the pit down on below him. Yeah, I got that for Christmas. I got so much shit for Christmas. My mom she worked 2 jobs just because she wanted my brother and I, to have the best Christmas ever. And we did. And that's what started it off right there. So from that point on, it was like I was collecting everything. And then, I mean, even up through high school, I was collecting Spawn. I was collecting.
So did you go from, I mean, we all reach that point where we grow out of toys as a kid, right? Some of us, for some of us, we're 13, 14. Some of us a little bit later. But for me, I kind of went from, playing with my toys to collecting and displaying them.
Yeah.
It was kind of a smooth transition with Power of the Force 2. What was your experience like?
I still, even 13 to 14, I was still collecting. I was collecting Ninja Turtles, but I wasn't displaying them. I would just take them out and mess around with them, kind of playing with them, like soft playing, but not really full on imagination going all out playing with them. So, and I moved a lot when I was a kid, so I didn't have any place to display my stuff. I didn't have any shelves or anything. But wherever I went, I made sure I had all my figures. All my top ones were in, like, we would get ice cream in buckets when they sold ice cream in plastic buckets. I would clean that out, and my favorite figures would go in the ice cream buckets. So so then when I was 19, after I graduated, I joined the Marine Corps myself, and then that's when I started really like collecting. And I had shelves in my barracks room, and I would put up my all my top action figures. I couldn't bring them all with me, but the ones that were coming out at the time, that was 96, 97. I had a Spawn statue-ish kind of figure, and I had him displayed.
So how did the other not soldiers? How did the other Marines kind of feel like? Did you get a bunch of shit for it, or they were cool? Or?
Yeah, they were cool. Yeah, they were cool.
Oh, that's cool, man.
My roommate, when we were both corporals, NCOs, and that's an E4. He collected comic books. He got me into X-Men: Age of Apocalypse, and he's like, "Dude, you got to read this." I'm like, "Wait a minute, you read the comics? You actually read them?" He goes, "Dude, what do you mean?" He's like, "You collect comics, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I collect them. I collect them for the art. I love the art."
Yeah.
He goes, "You got to read it. Just fucking read it, dude." So I read the whole Age of Apocalypse, and I was like, wow.
It's pretty wild. Yeah.
I know lots of soldiers, Marines, airmen that collected, and that was like their tie to home. Were comics and figures. Good buddy of mine, Patriot Prime Reviews. He got deep into Transformers comics while he was overseas. It's a cool thing to know that that's a tie to keep you home. And I think a lot more service members were kind of that same way. They have something tie you to home.
Cool. Something to tie you home. Exactly right. Yep.
I mean, here's Chad. Chad says, my soldiers, he's in the Army, or he just retired. My soldiers always loved that I was a Joe collector. I mean, Joe is, I hear it from soldiers and Marines and servicemen all the time. They joined because their love for G.I. Joe. That's what inspired them to do that.
Yeah. So. Yep.
Cool. So you got into Spawn, and you were into all that stuff. When did you start taking this like really seriously and maybe think about making it a career? Because now you're getting into it.
Yeah. So I got married at 23, and my ex-wife, she was like, like, no, you're not spending money on action figures. You're not, what the hell, you're a grown ass man. So then we had kids, we have 3 boys, and they're like 25, 22, and 20 now. And for their Christmases when they were younger, I went all out and made sure they had all the figures that I wanted. So I got them all the figures. I still have them all too. So then 15 years later, I got divorced and I married my soulmate. She's fucking amazing. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. She's supporting me. Like, I was like, you know what? I want to make my own action figures. And she's like, you need to do it. Yes, let's do it. So that was 8 years ago. So I've just kind of like, I didn't really have sketches. I just had ideas in my mind. And when Marvel Legends Puck came out, I love Puck. I was like, you know what? Why aren't there more freaking dwarf lines, action figure lines at 1/12 scale? And I was like, God damn, I need to do some dwarves. So I hired this one dude out in Germany. His name is Hawkshear. You can see him. You can find him on Instagram. And he does a good job. Not at the level of detail that I wanted, but still, I mean, I paid him some money and to do a 3D render, and he also 3D printed it and sent it to me. And I was friends with James on Instagram, and I took photos of it and sent it to James, and he goes, it's a good concept, man, but your figure looks like it's for kids, like children, like 3 to 5 years old. I'm like, yeah, it does have that look, and I need to find a better 3D artist, and he was like doing customizing on his own, and his customized figures are looking really good. So a couple months go by, and I'm doing some kit bashing and throwing some figures up on Instagram, just taking photographs of the things I have. I collect 1/18 scale and 1/12 scale and some 1/6 scale. And then he hit me up. He's like, "Hey man, I'm ready to you ready to freaking start our action figure line?" I'm like, "Dude, yeah, I was ready like 20 years ago. Let's do it." So so he's like, "I got an idea, barbarians." I'm like, all right, yeah, that's awesome. That sounds cool. I love sword and sorcery, man. Barbarians, I love barbarians. I mean, all of it. And he's like, okay, cool. So we just started like going back and forth with like different characters and different inspirations. I mean, you can see a lot of our inspirations: He-Man, Conan, Star Wars with General Grimskull, He-Man and Conan with Croman and Cronin. And also, he wanted to pay some tribute to the Yoruba, the Western African culture, and their gods, their mythic gods, like Ogun, the god of iron. So, and I was like, that's a really freaking cool idea. So we got to have some Native Americans in there too, and represent some, the Asian culture. And so we chose a Mongolian barbarian warrior, the Great Khan. And so we have like Nordic stuff, and just went back and forth and it just like all came out. And it's been 2.5 years since we've been working on it.
That's awesome. I think that's a really good area to get into, because there's so many, there's a lot of lines that it'll work with and supplement each other, like Mythic Legions, Masterverse, all this third party stuff. Like I just got this thing in the mail like a few weeks ago. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh,
but it's this gigantic freaking bull.
I got that too. Yeah.
That's
cool.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have all 3 of the animals.
Yeah. So
yep.
Well, you got Savage Crucible. You got all these. I mean, all these different lines that it can work in context with. But I mean, it doesn't have to. It works well on its own. But to reach out to these other fans. I mean, even like you said, the folks that just love, grew up with He-Man. It's not He-Man, but it feels like some sort of spiritual successor to it. First of all, shout out to supportive spouses for not being dicks.
Hell yeah, man.
Folks who like to collect stuff.
It's funny, you said you got married at 23, and you're now ex-wife, and I'm like, yeah, I got married at 23, and I'm still married to her, and she lets me, go crazy.
Well,
with
not
this
all of us can get it right.
That's probably why we're still married.
Pants.
That's right.
Huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's
exactly
that?
Not all of us can get it right the first time, Ryan.
Yeah, well, I wasn't saying that. I'm just
saying. Well, to be fair,
probably...
I met my wife in 1994. We just kind of went separate ways, did dumb stuff, and then came back together.
Oh, nice.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier when they let you enjoy your hobby.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And go a step further. It's a lot easier when they let you enjoy it, and they enjoy that you enjoy something.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up the Kickstarter here, but first, I got a few things in the chat that I have got to get to.
Let's do it.
First of all, holy crap, man. Patrick Stralco with 10. That's right. 10 3 POA podcast memberships. Thank you so much, Patrick. It's a membership party because Patrick Stralco bought us 10 3 POA podcast memberships.
I bet Patrick has
their sunglasses.
I bet Patrick has a huge member. Only people with huge members do things like that.
That's why his nickname is Tripod. Thank you so much, Patrick.
Huge.
Tripod Patrick.
10 memberships is crazy, man. Thank you so much. Got Mython the Python says, what's up, Mython? He says, I will have to catch the replay. Got to get back to work. Have fun, everybody. Thank you so much.
Mython, great dude.
Mython, appreciate you, man. And then Junkion is here with the Tater Chat for a whole year. Thank you, Junkion. 1 year, Tater. Toxic all for Brutal Realm. Hell yeah, man. Thank you, Junkion.
Hell yeah. Thanks, man.
Caleb is here with the Tater Chat. Thank you, Caleb. He says, I have I think it's Zezray or Exis Ray. I don't know. Minotaur, awesome figure. Looking forward to Brutal Realm. Hope the campaign is successful. And then that's the 3 POA emoji because StreamYard can't show emojis. Thank you, Caleb, so much. And then K-Dog with the Tater Chat for 12 months again. He says, to a year of memberships, congrats 3 POA, and you enhance the toy space far more than certain whiny airheads. Thank you. And members, stay tuned because I am going to give away this extra bloody Pandora head on the after show tonight. So don't miss it. You got to be there to win. And I always throw a couple extra little things in there. So you'll get more than a little head from me.
I might do some hunting to see if I can add to that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kato. All right. Thank you, chat, for all that. Let's get into it. So here is your Kickstarter, Brutal Realm, highly articulated action figure toy line. You've got a video here. Is that something we can play?
Hell yeah, play that thing.
Let's do it.
Play that funky.
Brutal Realm from Realm Toys. A realm of magic, alchemy, and savagery. Warriors from across the mystical land of Terran must create alliances to fight a greater threat. A warlord general who controls a deadly army of assassins born from the very shadows.
General Grimskull and his Shadar army
seek to envelop the world in darkness, and only our heroes can stop them. Bogun, the god of iron, bends iron to his command to create the most fantastical weapons. His shield, with a mind of its own, is even more powerful than any weapon that he has ever forged. Croman, the destined barbarian king. He is everything the lesser men of his realm aspire to be, yet he must become more, much more, if he is to fulfill his destiny. Croman, the beguiled barbarian. 3 wicked witches thought they could enslave the demon of death in his body. They lost their heads that day, and now that he is freed, so many more will too. Though these heroes, and even reluctant heroes, seem invincible, they must face an evil that is unstoppable in its conquest across the realm. The cold, calculating
General Grimskull and his shadow army, the Shadar.
However, our heroes yearn more than anything else to face the unstoppable forces of evil. By backing this exciting barbaric new toy line from Realm Toys, there is so much more from the Brutal Realm that we are going to bring you. Let's get brutal.
seeing the articulation.
Yeah,
Cool.
that was
Looks
a
like you got
Jesse
some of those
Falcon
into-
voiceover.
Yeah, that voiceover was awesome.
Yeah, by Jesse Falcon.
That was Jesse Falcon?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Cool, man.
Dave Vonner hooked us up. He's like, I know a guy. We're like, okay, sweet. James did the he wrote the narrative for the video. He did the voiceover, the initial voiceover, and then when we launched it, and then Vonner took it and had Jesse do it, and we updated it with his voice.
I didn't know that he was a voice guy, but he did well.
Yeah, he and his brother both. His brother has a recording studio and everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it looks like you got some of those into D Amazing's hands. I mean, I know his photography like instantly. It's so good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Even when it's just a prototype, he does such a good job.
Yep, he does.
One question: I don't remember having a full body scan done for the sculpt for these things. So how did you guys accomplish that? It's kind of
watched enough of your videos.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
super sexy, Ryan. That is so you.
Yeah, no, I mean that's basically me right there.
It is. I mean, that's you. I can see it.
So the articulation, like Katie was mentioning, looks to be phenomenal.
Yeah, we went all out.
Down for us, and go ahead.
Yeah, we went all out with the articulation. We our inspiration for all the articulation is mainly Mafex, the Dark Knight Returns, Batman, Superman, now Bane. I just got Bane in, and I mean their articulation is almost identical, except for the only thing that Mafex doesn't do is the upper thigh swivel and the upper shin calf swivel, which we have that.
Wow, more articulation than a Mafex, and that Bane is phenomenal.
Dude, the Bane is awesome. I love it. Yep. And hopefully our materials that we're going to be using from the factory will be the same, or if not as close as what they used.
Cool. We got a question here from Cutthroat Comics. How many points of articulation does it have?
At least 32.
Yeah. There's no number here, but it looks like it's got everything.
Yeah, it does. It has a freaking lot. You know what? For some reason, I haven't counted. But yeah,
did you have any trouble doing that, like getting that much articulation out of such a bulky figure? Because that tends to be kind of an issue in the industry, is having larger figures that can move that well. Like some of those poses that D Amazing got him into were something you find in a much smaller scale figure.
Yeah,
so was that like a real struggle for you guys?
The bulkiness wasn't really the issue. The shoulders. Our first 3D artist had a hard time with the shoulders, and we explained to them, exactly what we wanted. And the shoulders were not what we had wanted. The knees were even they were more blocky. They weren't realistic, and which is okay. I mean, everybody has their own style, but we wanted to push this thing. We wanted it to be as perfect as possible as we could get it. And the reason why a lot of companies don't do the kind of articulation is because you have more parts, and more parts means more molds.
Yep.
And more molds means more money. So, and that's why our funding goal is what it is. So we can get, all 6 figures. I mean, they're all using the same base body. And for that reason, we use the same base body so we can, swap out all of their armor. Everything's removable from their loincloth, their belts, the booths or greaves, the gauntlets, everything's swappable. Everything's removable. So we having the same base body, we can, you can make your own freaking figure. And we kind of took like a little cue from Mythic Legions on that front, because I know there are a lot of people doing customizing. There are a lot of people who make their own kit bash figures, and we wanted to do the same thing. And we also wanted people just to go out and customize, make a Thundar the Barbarian figure, or make your own He-Man out of this base body. So, but I was going to say,
it's kind of the best of both worlds, because Mythic Legions, they have a more limited articulation scheme, but they're built for customizing.
Yeah,
you're going all in. You're going super articulated.
Yep.
With that super customizable aspect as well.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, you can probably print some, or you can probably model some heavy plate and print it using a kind of a flex material, and for their chest, the shoulders. I mean, you can probably print all that stuff using a 3D printer for these guys and make it look, if you want to give them heavy plate.
Sure.
And that's something that I really like about what's going on in the indie toy world right now is the focus on the fans being able to take stuff apart, kit bash, make your own thing out of it. How much of that went into these as far as like how much of the future of these is going to be based on kit bashing? Like, are you going to have accessory kits that will allow people to kind of do their own thing? So
We
will
do,
you have
yeah.
armor kits or head kits or
We'll
even
eventually
body
have,
kits?
yeah, we'll eventually have head sculpt kit or head kits. We'll have mini animal like the owl you'll see later in one of our tiers. The Owl King has an owl. We were jokingly, but also seriously thinking and considering like a mini or just the smaller animal packs, armor packs, weapon packs, accessory packs. This Kickstarter, we only have one accessory pack, and that comes with, you have one weapon, which is Cronin's axe. You'll have the upper bicep bands, which are Ogun's, and you'll have gauntlets, and then a belt to choose from. You can either choose Croman's or Cronin's belt. Croman has a skull with crow wings on either side of it, flanked on either side, and then Cronin's belt has the lion.
Cool.
So yeah.
One thing we talk about a lot on this channel is just, getting your money's worth for what we're buying, right? Because, I mean, obviously this is a luxury item. None of us need to have this to survive, but we love it, right? The $36 price point for a figure this size with this articulation scheme is a hell of a bargain.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We're like, what are we gonna do? I mean, people would pay $50 for this figure, but we didn't want it to be, cost, we didn't want people to have to save up on their paycheck to afford this. We wanted to get this into people's hands to show how much we love the figure without having to pay so much money for it. And we wanted to bring like import style articulation to to everyone, so without having to pay the $100 price point.
Absolutely. All right, so it says you are working with highly reputable factories in China, so that's always a good sign. And Dave Vonner is the production manager, so he's handling that side of things for you.
Yeah, awesome dude. Yep. Our factory is the same factory that Odious comes from.
Okay. Yeah, Dave Vonner, obviously, he's been in the toy industry for multiple decades, at least probably 30 years, maybe, close to it.
Yeah.
I know he was at Toy Biz in the early Marvel Legends days, and so that was 20-some years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's always a plus in the, because a Kickstarter is not a pre-order. You're actually investing in the company, right?
Right.
And so it's always good to just give your backers that confidence, like this is going to happen. They're going to make this happen, and you have an industry veteran helping you along the way as your production manager. So that's always a good sign.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we don't look at it as like you're helping. We're looking at it as you're going to help us build and get these figures produced, and we're looking at it like this is basically a pre-order. That's how we're looking at it. You just got to help us fund the freaking molds, which are insane. The cost of those things.
All right, we got a link to the Kickstarter pinned in the chat, and Zakanan just posted it again. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so the first wave, Ogun, God of Iron, we saw him in the video. Cronin, the future Barbarian King, and Croman, the Beguiled. Am I saying that right? Beguiled?
Yeah, Beguiled. Yeah, Beguiled Barbarian.
Beguiled Barbarian, initial first wave. So here's Ogun, the God of Iron.
That artwork right there is from Dasar Uartha. He's a phenomenal 2D artist. Does such a good. I mean, we give him an idea, and he's like, "Bam, how do you like this?" And he gives us 4 different poses, and we're like, "God damn, yes, that's exactly what we're looking for, man."
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, he's a.
That's what I saw that you shared earlier today on in the Facebook group, which I would recommend everyone go join the Brutal Collectors group there.
Yeah, Brutal Realm Collectors group. Yep,
Brutal Realm Collectors. You showed off some of his artwork, and it's just. I hope to see more of this. probably going to ask later, but hopefully there's fiction involved at some point with some of this involved, and we can get some history behind these figures.
Oh yeah, yes, there is. There is some fiction behind it. Yep. And we.
I mean, it seems you definitely have a bit of a fleshed out story already, just based on your trailer.
Yeah. Yep. That's all from James Head. He's our storyteller.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So the standard, so this is the standard figure Ogun. And what all is included here?
So everything you see, you get his gauntlets, his bicep armbands, his chest his chest guard or chest harness. It looks like we call it a battle kilt. So the kilt, and underneath, he doesn't have a belt, but I mean the kilt will cover everything, and also the shin guards, which the shin guards are awesome. Our 3D artist, he did an awesome job on the gauntlets and the shin guards, where it looks like the hammer has. You'll see the hammer indentations in the armor to make it look so authentic, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then you get his sword and his shield.
Cool. And
as far as hands and helmets, sorry, you'll get his helmet too. Goddamn. Yep, and he comes with 3 sets of hands and a helmet that is removable. Yes.
Okay, so you have fisted hands, weapon holding hands, and then kind of the
grasping. Yeah.
Grasping. Yep. So you can grab some sucker by the throat.
Throat. Yep.
Yeah. All right. We do have some questions from the chat before we get on to the next character in the line. Hey, Toy Gains, my buddy. Thanks for the super chat. He says, I hope these succeed. Love the look. Maybe down the road, get the Barbarian Brothers twins on board and do figures of them. Good luck.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Toy Gains.
Yeah, thank you.
We got Zakanen. Thanks for the super chat, as always, Zakanen. He says, does it matter whether Brutal Realm is backed on Kickstarter versus BBTS? Also, thanks for classing up the place, Kato.
I do my best, Zakanen.
Nice. It doesn't matter. You'll pay more on Kickstarter, and only because of they offset with that with a little bit with shipping, because they ship internationally. Where I mean, we're going to ship internationally too. Through Fulfill Right, I believe is the name of the company. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter. Just, I mean, if you do Kickstarter, it looks like it's going to be. I mean, it looks like to me it's going to be cheaper. I'm not sure how the shipping is configured into that if it is internationally, but it does help our numbers. Like, you'll see the numbers go up on Kickstarter first, but if Big Bad Toy Store, if you back through that way, we'll get those numbers later. So I'm not sure when they're going to be added to the Kickstarter, but hopefully soon.
Yeah, you are going to pay a few dollars more per figure on Big Bad, which is pretty. It is the norm.
Yeah, you definitely pay more on Big Bad Toy Store.
That's right.
Yep, they got to make it too. That's right. Yep, absolutely.
Thank you, Zakanen. Darkest Cloister wants to make sure that we know that its skirt loincloths are very specific and different.
Oh, I said kilt. I didn't say skirt.
I mean, I think a kilt is a type of skirt, right? That's
is it?
Okay. I think
is
so.
Is it considered a skirt?
Sure.
Okay.
It is in my head.
Yeah.
Battle skirt.
Listen, I can say that I am part Scottish and I have my family plaid. So
he's wearing a skirt right now.
I am.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Not a kilt either, a skirt. A mini skirt.
Oh, wow.
A plaid skirt.
Thank you, Darkest Cloister. Greg Fenstead has a question for you. Jason, articulation question. Have you looked into using a more pliable plastic for the longer hair sculpts? It could really help with the head neck range for people.
Hell yes. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. A nice, pliable, softer plastic for the hair. Yes, because we don't want the hair to hinder any kind of neck and head articulation at all. Yep, thank you for asking.
It's always kind of a buzzkill for me when I open up a new figure like this Warbird, Captain Marvel. Yeah. And, she flies and you want to move her head up and there's nothing.
That's a pain in the butt when you can't get a flying character or a jumping character to look up far enough.
Absolutely. Yep. Ours will have nice, soft, pliable hair.
Yes. All right. And then we got Rocco the Great has a real question, he says. A real one, not a fake one.
Oh.
Do the characters have a shong? That's not a real question, Rocco.
Well, I mean, it depends. Are you going to shing a shashong?
Shing a shong.
I think he meant to say schlong.
Do they have a schlong?
Welcome to the 3POA podcast, Jason.
If you back it right now, if you go for the massive all-in, the complete set, I'll mail you a little tiny schlong that you can glue to it.
Oh man,
there
you go.
Just to be clear, that's a complete lie and will not happen.
This one's for Rocco.
There are white folks, and then there are ignorant motherfuckers like you.
Thank you. He says he's in, though. Thank you, Rocco.
Nice.
I am going to be on with Rocco on his channel this coming Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that, guys.
I've watched a lot of his reviews and how-tos. Thanks, Rocco.
Yeah,
good job, man.
Rocco's great.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in his neck of the woods next week for Terrificon. I'll be in New Jersey for about a week. I wanted to meet up with him and do a video, right? Where like he goes into Target and then he finds me under a shelf. But unfortunately, I guess we're in totally different parts of Jersey, so not gonna work. I thought it'd be funny if he walked up and lifted up a shelf and I was under there, like, let me out. Yeah. Someone put me under here to wait for clearance.
That's how you get kicked out of a Target in Jersey. It's about the only way you can get kicked out of a Target in Jersey.
Yeah. Stygian says it comes with extra Haktua. Yep. All right. Okay, so then we got Croman, the future barbarian king. All these names are cool, man.
Yeah.
So he's part of Wave 1.
Yeah, part of Wave 1.
Of course, the four or the figures in Wave 1, they're sharing the same base body.
Yes, all of them. Yep, all of them are. Yep.
Completely normal. That's pretty standard. Because tooling is very expensive.
Yep.
So, actually, here's the whole breakdown of
here you go.
the hands and the weapons. This is cool, man.
Yeah, we're gonna do that with Ogun. Once the renders are finished, we'll be uploading that to the Kickstarter and blasting it all over social media.
Awesome. Yeah, this does look like an import figure.
Yeah, it really does. I was
like
about to say that. It looks like an import figure. It looks like it should be a lot more than $36.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed.
Very cool.
Yeah, James would say we're not making any money on. I mean, after just funding, we're not making any money, hardly any pennies, if anything. We just wanted to make these so bad. I mean, we are collectors, and I mean, we love our own action figures that we want to get them in our own hands as bad as everybody else does.
Yeah, and that's usually the way it goes. You know, you guys have a really reasonable funding goal, and that will all go into production and shipping out to the customers.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully you got some left over that you can sell and finally make a profit, and then get into Series 2, which I'm sure you have planned.
Yes,
and
we do.
Even beyond.
Yep.
Right.
And beyond. Yep. Mounts included.
Look at this posing. Look at that beautiful two-handed sword pose.
Yeah.
That's strange to do for $36 on something with such a large chest.
Yeah, on a brute character, awesome. Exactly. Yeah.
Man, that looks good.
Star-Lord, there's the answer to your question. They can two-hand grip weapons.
They will. They will be able to.
Yes. And then Toy Gains wants to know, down the road, any mounts? And I mean animals, not women.
Female animal mounts. Yes, down the road we are talking about and coming up with some concepts of some mounts, animal mounts.
I could see this dude riding like an elephant-sized warthog. That would be amazing.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Or even an elephant.
Or that would be cool.
I'd
mammoth.
be on board for elephants.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen that yet.
We need 112 elephants and mammoths, man.
112 flocked mammoth. Bring it.
A flocked one.
So he comes with the Sword of Destiny, axe, removable accessories. Oh, I wanted to mention, too, I love that he has weapon storage. You got that axe there on his back.
Yeah, and that's the first iteration of it. I was like, I was like, in between the two blades, it's wide enough so we can widen that that holder to put the Sword of Destiny down into. Also,
Cool.
So we're working on a wider version, so he can actually hold both weapons there.
Awesome. Let's see here. I'm gonna start on some comments here because we got some good questions coming.
I'm a sucker for good weapon storage. Weapon storage, if you're going to offer stuff, I'm a sucker for being able to store your weapons on there.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. All right. Okay, moving on. We got Croman, the Beguiled Barbarian. What a cool name.
Yeah.
I look at this awesome head sculpt, dude.
Tell us about that. What's the story with the skull?
So three witches sacrificed him, and they sacrificed a skull. A skull. Yes, they sacrificed a skull. They sacrificed a crow, and they placed the crow on his chest, laid out like that. And when they sacrificed him, they were thinking that the crow, its spirit, and Croman's spirit would go down to hell and go down to the other world, and bring back the demon of death itself. And what happened was, the demon did attach to Croman, and when he came back to life, he took on this form. Well, he was in an enraged form when he came back and cut the heads off of the three witches.
Wow.
So he's going to come with a pain.
I just got to say, that
complete
sounds
metal.
freaking metal.
He is complete metal.
Hell
James,
yeah.
James could tell it better, but I mean, that's the gist of it.
That's a
We got Croman, the Beguiled Barbarian, decapitating evil witches and demons, slaying his enemies. Just $36 each.
Sounds like the great start to a Megadeth album. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
When the lust for blood in battle becomes too great, Croman's inner demon takes hold. His face melts away, exposing the crooked demon within, the emissary of death, and he becomes hell on the battlefield. Whoa.
Yes, he does.
Badass, bro.
Yeah. He's complete metal.
It looks like he is either decapitating witches or going to a Danzig concert.
Or both.
Both.
I like it. Either one.
Both.
I'm down.
Decapitating witches on his way to a Danzig concert.
Yes.
There it is.
Yeah, and there he is, that beautiful two-handed weapon pose. Looking great, man. This is awesome.
Yep, and the hair will be the same for both the normal human and the skull face. But I mean, the hair won't be swappable. He'll come with two sets of hair on the head sculpts.
Cool.
Man.
That's awesome.
I really get the feeling that you're just making figures that you want.
I'm not going to lie.
Which is a plus. I mean,
Hell
I think
yeah.
that's a big thing is like find something that you love and try to find a way to make money at it.
Absolutely.
And that's the goal, right?
Yep, that is the goal.
Scott said, I think he just planned out the newest Slayer album.
Right on.
Slayer, Decapitated Witches. Awesome. Okay, so moving down here. So additional demon of death head sculpt, bloodthirsty axe, removable accessories, and 3 pairs of hands, fists, grasping, and weapon holding with vertical hinge. Will someone call NECA and tell him to give the weapon holding hands a vertical hinge, please?
Please.
Because I got Tatsu from TMNT, right? Wrong hinges.
Oh my god.
This would have been like a perfect figure, but the weapon holding hands.
It's not hard, man.
It's not. It's so easy. Yeah.
Oh my
It's an
god.
important thing, man.
It is. You gotta have vertical hinges.
I love you, NECA. Just fix them hinges.
Same.
All right. Thank you, Scuba. Scuba dropping the link. Awesome. Okay. So we got Army Builders, the Warrior 3.
The
Awesome.
European.
The European.
He's nicknamed Yimbarian. Because I guess we took Yimbo's face and made it a head sculpt there.
Oh, the Yimbo reviews.
Yimbo reviews.
Okay, cool. Right on, man. And wait a minute. Do I know this person? Whose face is that?
That's something we came up with all on our own.
Okay, cool.
Some
All right.
some people say iced tea.
Oh my God, it's iced tea!
It is iced tea.
I
It is
know
awesome.
him. I know you.
I know
Oh
that. I
man,
know
you're
you.
making NWA action figures. I need one. Oh, that's great.
We've
good
thought
with
about
that.
it. We've
Okay,
thought
we got-
about it.
Iced tea, Yimbo, and who's this guy?
That's our Native American.
Right. That's a good. So how much is the 3-pack?
The 3-pack, I think, is $87 for the the Barbarians 3.
Nice.
Yeah,
good,
so they're
man.
what are they, $29.99 or $30? They're $30 a piece.
Dude, how are you doing that?
Yeah, I mean, without the added accessories and
This is
one
Can
piece
I
of
just
armor.
say this is the proper way to do a single mold? Like this is the way to do it. Like when you're doing a barbarian figure, it's any humanoid figure. When you're doing this, when you're sharing a mold like that, just adding simple touches like a head sculpt, a little bit of color change of the skin tone, and it just works. This is how you do it.
Okay, now hold on. Who did someone say iced tea? Because it's
It
Ice
was
Cube.
I said iced tea, but I meant ice cube.
Oh, ice
I
cube.
I knew what you meant.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
Ice
good.
We were on the
Thank you,
same
thank you.
page, but we knew what you meant.
Yeah.
I saw an MTV VJ say that to Ice T one time. He called him Ice Cube,
Oh.
and Ice T's like, "I'm Ice T." He's like, "Oh God, I'm sorry." And then he got shot in the face. No, I'm kidding. That didn't happen. Sorry, Kurt Loder.
Yeah. Kurt Loder. Oh my God.
So this is basically just kind of a stripped down main character figure. So you just take off some of the overlays, but you still get the hands and you get a good weapon.
Yeah.
And you get bare
his
feet.
Yeah, and he comes with bare feet, man. Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
You can take his greaves or upper boots off, slide them off, take his feet. Well, you take his boots off, and then you slide the greaves down, and then you put the bare feet on.
Awesome.
And there you go. And he's running
Fantastic.
around in the bear. So the skin color we did for the European is the same as Cronin. So, I mean, you can swap heads, whatever. You can give him Cronin's armor set, his weapons, and it works with him. We did the same thing with Ogun and the African Barbarian, same skin color, so you can swap everything there. And then the Native American is the same skin color as Croman,
Okay, cool.
so you'd be able to swap. Yep.
And then you got
So
the
that-
amazing putting the articulation through its paces.
Yep.
I
He
think
sure
that
did.
bottom right photo really sells it. Like that,
Oh, yeah.
that pose
Look at that.
showing the double hinged elbow coming up.
Hmm.
It's double hinged elbow and elbow out on the right. That big chicken wing elbow coming out. Man, that is a great pose.
It is a good pose.
So who said that? Someone just Robert's Infinite Realms. Too many rappers are below 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's why all the white guys were 98 degrees and up.
Oh, we are corny. This is a corny show. You got the African Barbarian Warrior, Ice Cube. And then okay, we got to get into some of the unlocks here, right?
Yeah. That's all right.
That's the thing about Kickstarter is that the website is so old and it just goes on forever. Okay, here,
Oh my gosh.
let's get into
Yeah.
some questions real quick. Just Jeff, I think we just answered this, but he wants to know, will there be other races?
No.
Nope. It's all white people all the time.
I mean, we just saw a
Yes.
European, an African, a Native American.
Oh, maybe he means other races than what we have showing on our Kickstarter.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yes,
Let-
yes, we are planning on that. Like Wave 2, we are definitely going to be having some maybe South American, Latino. So the Aztec warriors, and also more different cultures of Asian, and more. We're gonna have more Native Americans, different tribes. This one is based off. Well, Chief Motto is based off the Lakota tribe, but different Native Americans as well.
Cool.
Maybe some. Well, we already have Nordic. We have an Owl King. He's Nordic. Yep, we're going to be doing dwarves too. Darkest Cloister asked if they're going to be dwarves. We're definitely looking at doing dwarves. Hell yeah.
We got barbarians. We need wenches.
We need winches.
But we got before we get to that, we got Warrior Barbarian accessory pack, $5.
$5. We're basically giving those away.
Yeah, you can dress up your army builder with some gauntlets, a belt, a nice big battle axe.
Yep, 2 bicep bands. Yeah.
Okay, the first tier unlocked at 150. So the funding goal is 140. When you hit 150, you get the Mighty Chief Mato.
Mato means bear in Lakotan tribe language.
Okay. Cool. Mato is a fearless warrior, judicious leader, and fervent friend. Okay, you got some names here that I don't even want to try to pronounce.
He hails from the Wakanyan tribe.
Okay. Reverence for the Great Thunderbird. Very cool. So is he right now? He is just an illustration. Oh, hey, look at this! You got a nice illustration right here. Wow.
Yeah, that's from Ken Art. That's from Ken Coleman, Ken Art Corp on Instagram. He is freaking awesome. Does an amazing. I mean, he does the Motu packaging.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
Right
once we get you'll see just a light render of the head sculpt there, but his headdress is completely removable. It's not a separate head sculpt.
I think Mato is going to be a big deal because he's probably one of the more colorfully designed characters in the set. So he stands out to me as being pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And he comes with a really cool weapon, the Gunstock War Club. And I mean, everybody's seen axes like tomahawks and stuff, but the Gunstock War Club, man, that is traditional right there. Traditional Native American if I've ever seen.
I mean, in my collection, I have no Native American headdresses. This would just stand out.
Yeah.
On the shelf. This is really cool.
Oh, for sure. We can't wait for his new render. That's on the 1.0 body. Our 2.0, we can't wait for it to come out, for the renders to be updated for the 2.0. It's going to look even better.
All right. Your second tier unlock at 160 is the Great Khan.
Yep. He's a Mongolian barbarian warrior, and his bow is the Phoenix bow. So he doesn't have a satchel for his arrows. What is the arrow holder called? The quiver. He doesn't have a quiver. He doesn't have a quiver because the arrows materialize once he pulls back the energetic string of his bow. They reappear, and when he lets them fly, they catch on fire, and they always find their target.
Sweet.
So those the wings there on his bow are articulated. Yep. They will move like a vertical hinge, like up and down.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is there like a weapon storage on his back for it? Can he
have weapon storage on his back? We didn't design it with the first rendition of this figure, but we are going to have weapon storage for his bow.
That's awesome. Right on.
Hopefully. Oh, go ahead, Kato. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say real quick, Ryan, drop that Just Jeff super chat. That way it's not blocking the photos. I don't know if you see it.
Oh, sorry.
Or chat, sorry.
Get out of here, Jeff.
I'm not trying to be producer here, but
I'm glad you say something. It kind of blended in on the screen for me.
It did blend in, yeah.
So we got the Great Khan. Awesome. Okay.
Oh, huge. It's as tall as he is.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Then the third tier unlock at 175, the Owl King. This guy's awesome.
He's our Nordic inspired character. We were thinking Viking, and if anybody who has seen the Northman with dude Skarsgård.
Yep.
That was his name. Anyway, there's a character on there who has a helmet that's kind of resembles a bird, and that's where we took the inspiration for his helmet. But he is the king of a group of owl-like people. They're not owl-like, but their motif is the owl. They worship the owl, and he's the king. And his shoulder guards on top, it looks like it's affixed to the chest guard, which it is in this, but we are updating it so those pauldrons, the feathered pauldrons, will be attached around the deltoid, so it'll move with and not hinder any articulation.
Awesome. Yeah, that is the best way to do it.
Yeah,
that's great.
Can I say big shout out to you for not adding horns to a Viking outfit?
Yep. Vikings didn't have horns.
Nope. And he comes with 2 double axes, and they're like mystical like axes where if they miss their target, they fly right back to his hands, and he can try again.
That's cool. Almost like a certain hammer.
Mjolnir.
I like that. Yeah.
And almost like a certain Kratos.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that tribute. And they're
that's so not subtle. Almost like a certain Kratos. Almost like a certain specific name.
one of the
Sledgehammer.
Kratoses. Your first animal in the line will come with him.
Yes. They will come with him. He comes with 3 sets of wings. The first one are the folded wings. The other ones are wings outstretched, and the other ones are bent like he's swooping down.
I can think of a character that we haven't gone over yet that also needs one of these.
I
thought the same thing.
I need this to be unlocked.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the wings are a little articulated at the shoulder. It's a ball joint into a socket, and its head will be on a swivel. Probably a ball and a socket as well. So you can rotate the head, 360, because that's what owls do.
Very cool.
Yeah.
4th tier unlocked. Uruk, the Sumerian. Wow, you're going way back in time.
Yep.
Sumerians.
So he's based off of the character Gilgamesh, and these figures are 6.75 inches. So they're almost like if you were to say if they were at a full 1:1 scale, they would be almost 7 foot tall. Gilgamesh, in the mythology or in the books, or even in history, he was said to be upwards of 8 feet tall. So we were going to name him Gilgamesh, but the body size or the height of the character or the height of the figure wasn't going to do him justice. We were talking about doing the actual Gilgamesh figure on a bigger body.
You may have just accidentally made a crossover with a certain upcoming comic book. So that works in my collection.
Oh.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, sweet. Crossover time. And he comes with a Spear of Destiny. If anybody knows anything about Gilgamesh and his Spear of Destiny, that's what that is. And he comes with a sword, the scimitar. There aren't a lot of scimitars out there. In fact, I don't think there are any scimitars. I don't think any character that is in barbarian nature has a scimitar.
Isn't there?
Isn't there? Wait, did Mezco's Conan have a scimitar?
I think so, yeah.
Is that a scimitar?
The subtle differences between so many different swords.
No.
So it's like maybe it's called that, but maybe it's something else. I don't know.
This one's bigger and better.
Yeah, that one's badass.
Yeah.
Okay. 5th tier unlocked at 210 General Grimskull.
That's my man right there.
This is the one. This is the one that makes me just like really want. And I'm not even a fan of the homage. I'm not a huge fan of what this homage is, and I still think it looks more awesome than what the theme is.
Yeah. Now, to me, this is an homage to a couple characters.
Yeah, a lot of people see 2 characters, but I mean, and there's a 3rd hidden one in there. That there's a certain homage to, and but yeah, I mean, you see Skeletor, you see Darth Vader, and there's also Trapjaw, because his lower jaw, General Grimskull's lower jaw is metal jaw.
Oh, cool.
But the helmet that he's wearing is like the mantle of madness, where he was a good guy. General Grimskull was originally a good guy, and he saw this and he wanted, just like any human falls to power, more power. So he took it on, and knowing that he was going to become bad, he decided to wield it anywhere, the mantle of madness, and became this dark, shadow controlling maniac.
So when Grimskull was a good guy, was his name like Colonel Goodface? Before that, when he put that on, it was like Grimskull. It was the change, because with a name like Grimskull, he was not going to be a hero.
No, he was not going to be a hero.
Yeah, that's awesome though. That's one that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Will the cape be cloth?
It'll be soft goods cape. He's our deluxe figure at $45, and he does have and it is wire lined all around.
Cool. Yes.
So on the sides and on the bottom.
Yes, that's so is he going to be on the 6.75-inch buck as well, or slightly
Yes.
big? Okay, so
He'll be on the same buck. Yep.
okay, cool.
We're going to
Awesome.
make his boots a little bit thicker so he kind of stands a little bit taller than the rest.
Okay. Awesome. Kato, you brought up his good guy name.
Yes, right.
I'm pretty sure his good guy name is Mannequin Sky Surfer.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
We should move
The
on.
corny jokes continue.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your 6th unlock, or that was your 5th unlock. 6th unlock at 225,000. The Shadow Army, the Shadar.
The Shadar, yeah. Those aren't going to be its actual colors. Like, if they're not going to have yellow on their faces, on their masks. That right there, the render, that's on the 1.0 body. Those are going to be more true to the color. Maybe a slight variance in colors, but this counts as kind of three figures because it comes with 3 different faceplates. It's also like an army builder. So if you buy one, you should buy 3 of them so you can. General Grimskull controls a Shadar army. They're shadow warriors, almost like ninjas that come up, and they're as formidable as our heroes.
Cool.
So yeah, they should be treated as an army builder as well.
Army builders will get you over the finish line,
Yeah.
Yep.
So, because I don't know about you, Kato, but I like to army build.
I know
Oh,
you
yeah.
do. I don't army build, but
Yeah.
my kryptonite with army building is multiple head sculpts.
Same.
When like Savage Crucible did it well, AWOC did it well.
Mhm.
Where like, damn it, now it is army building, but it's not, because you can make your own mixed match character out of it. So
Right.
like, I don't get a lot of Cobra Troopers. I don't do that. Even for Vala, like, I don't buy one of the army builder figure and kit that guy up. But when you have multiple head sculpts and you can do these options, which again, now I've got to go back and change what I said about Valaverse, because with the head packs and stuff like that are coming out, then that's going to change too. So,
Yep.
damn it.
I know.
Good night, Figure Fight Club. Have a good one. Thanks for being here.
Figure Fight Club's awesome people.
Yes. All right. So we got
I'm the same way,
builder.
Kato. When there's multiple head sculpts, I buy multiple figures so I can display them all with the different head sculpts.
Especially with humanoid figures, right? Like, I collect a lot of Transformers, and I'm much more forgiving on resharing and repainting molds on humanoid figures than I am for Transformers figures. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but that's just how it is.
Yeah.
No, Darkest Cloister, it's not just you. I don't know what the hell's going on with my mic. I need to just... Is this better? If
That's
I do
way
this?
better. Yeah, that is way
I'm sure
better.
it probably is.
Just
I don't
put
know
it
what
in
the
your
problem
mouth.
is. Just put it in your mouth.
I've got it turned all the way up on my end.
I don't know what it is. It's technical. It's a technical issue on my side, so I'm trying to like make out with this rod right here to make it right.
It's weird because I can hear you just fine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can hear you a lot better when you're right up on it. Maybe it's just that type of mic or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It happened on this last live stream. I've got to figure something out.
Okay. The Shadar. You got a 7th tier unlock, 265. A new body mold. Art G was asking about this. He's in here. He said, He says, we need females. Well, we need to get to 220 or 265. Athena, the warrior goddess.
This is the one. This and Grimskull are the 2 molds that I just got to have.
Yep, absolutely. And her armor is going to be all completely removable too. And once she's unlocked, we'll be able to make and introduce the 3 female barbarian warriors, which are going to be African, Native American, and Asian.
Cool.
And her visor moves up and down. So that's kind of like, she doesn't come with an alternate helmetless head sculpt, but her visor is able to move up and down.
I know
I'm going to
someone
say
that
the same thing to you that I said about Valaver's female figures. Thank you for making female figures that actually look like they could beat somebody's ass.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were
Female figures that Articulated Ninja is going to love. He's going to buy a ton of these.
Yep.
Yeah,
100%.
I hope so. Yeah, I saw his Exos Ray female gladiator review. Yeah. He's like, you got to get these, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get them. And I went to go, and they were all sold out. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, and they're expensive now, dude. Secondary market prices
Yes,
are nuts on those things. That's why we need That's why we need this.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And she's going to be as articulated as as their male counterparts.
Looks like somebody Gina Carano could play in the live action movie.
Yeah. So butterfly shoulders or butterfly joints on this?
Yep, butterfly joints.
Cool.
Yep. Upper ab swivel, lower abdomen to pelvis swivel. Yep. Everything's the same. Everything is going to be exactly the same.
Right on. So that is the entire offering there. If you can get to 265 and this unlocks, you're going to get over 300 easy.
Oh yeah, easy.
No problem.
Yep. And then we're going to have, I mean, at what is it? We're doing an 8th tier, which is Lion Lord. He's on the primal buck. He's basically on the same body, just it's been rendered with more fur, or with not more fur, but actual fur.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, fur sculpted onto the skin.
Lion Lord looks amazing.
And he's not on this yet because we're waiting for the new renders. Nope, we're waiting on the new renders for him.
Okay,
and then he will have.
Sorry, I was going to ask, do you have like a hope for homage figures, like really deep homage figures?
Yes.
I know like con exclusives and things like that love to dig into like the homage stuff. Like, is that something that you really have in the back of your head?
Yes,
like
we
Lion
are.
Lord, obviously, Grimskull,
yep.
Cronin, they all share a childhood theme, things that we remember growing up with.
Yep.
But like, are you planning to go deep into the homage side of things?
I think we are, yeah, depending on how popular Lionheart is and how people, how well he's accepted, and people say we would like to have more homages to, Thundercats or He-Man or whatever. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we have one. We have another Panther-like character sketched out already.
Cool.
And a monkey-like character sketched out already too.
Nice. All right, let's get to I got some questions start here. But first of all, we got Zakanin coming in. Zakanin with 5. Let's see what I got to do something for 5 memberships now. I like this one. Zakanin with 5 3POA podcast memberships coming through, bringing the memberships. Zakanin, thank you so much, brother. Can I just let this play?
Stop screaming at me. God.
I got a little out of control there. I apologize. Thanks to Kanan. So Star-Lord wants me to full screen Jason and show that figure again.
Yeah, do that.
You showed a figure earlier. I believe it was
Croman.
Yeah. Let me bam.
Oh.
I almost need to play this.
Yeah.
Now that is a prototype, guys. Don't worry. That's perfectly normal for a prototype.
Yep. And there's a reason why his torso comes off easily is because I had 3D printed a different joint piece. It's a barbell. I'll just show you. I 3D printed this in a different resin than the gray, and it came out smaller. So I have to print out some more, but I've since hung up my 3D printer because my wife is pregnant and I don't want her to be breathing in all the toxic freaking chemicals.
Hey, congrats.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
This will be our second one between us. Our other one, he's 19 months.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I miss my kid being that age.
Yeah.
He's 14 now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm 47. My oldest is 25. This is all from my previous marriage, and and my youngest from that marriage he's 20, and a 19-year jump is crazy. Like, you forget a lot of things.
Sure.
And I'm glad I have the energy I do, because this kid is wild. My baby boy, he is freaking wild.
Did any of your kids pick up the collecting bug now that they're in their 20s? Are they into
No,
figures?
God damn it. No.
What?
Well, I take it back. My 25-year-old, he does a little bit. He loves the Warhammer from Joy Toy.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, he loves them. So and he doesn't have a lot of money, so I buy them for him, and I hook him up. So yeah, he does. But Mother too, not at all, man. I've got.
Do they collect anything? Like, not just figures, do they have like a habit of collecting anything?
No, nothing. They don't collect anything.
My kid is a bit of an outlier in his generation, because his friends don't collect, but they're all into I mean, of course they're into their video games and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
But my kid's really he's 14. He's kind of growing. He doesn't play with toys, but he is still into collecting Legos and building Lego, and he's still into Transformers.
Right.
So look at those shoulders again, man. That was awesome.
So yeah, in, out. Can you see that?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then
that's
up,
cool.
Down, like across the body, like easy two-handing.
So how does the shoulder moving out function work?
So they're inside of.
Don't break it.
Inside of the shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had a drawing of it. It's a. So you have half of a barbell. So you have a ball on a shaft, and on the other end of the shaft. So it actually looks like this. The ball's down here.
Mm-hmm.
The shaft goes up, and then you have a socket.
Okay.
That's where the shoulder plugs into. So the shoulder can go like this, and then it holds it right, so it can go out, in, up, down, and all around.
So that's almost like a Storm Collectibles then.
Yeah, like
it's actually exactly like Mafex or Mafex.
Oh, so Mafex is
exactly like it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so the inside of this piece, it's a sphere. I mean, that's what you get. That's how you get maximum range all around.
Yeah.
Is having that sphere inside of there, and has just a little bit of detail. You can see a little bit of the striations of the muscle sculpted on this, but it is essentially a sphere.
I've got to get to this one right now. Brian Rowland says, so the balls are down and the shaft is up.
Yes, that is.
I don't understand the confusion. That's exactly how it works.
That's exactly right.
Of course, as I get closer to 50, it's just not how things work anymore.
I just want to take this opportunity.
Eat more broccoli, Kato. Eat more broccoli. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it works. Broccoli.
That's what does it?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me text the wife. She's making broccoli tonight, boys.
She's going to come home with a car full of broccoli.
I eat it with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so on the inside of the torso cavity, where the butterfly goes, there's a socket down there where that ball plugs into. It's at the very bottom of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like it, man. You get an import level articulation at a domestic figure price.
Yeah, and
lower than domestic. Like, these are not much more expensive than
like a third of the price of an import.
Well, I got Nagahide. Well, he was 45. Now, granted, he comes with a pig.
Yeah, that pig is pretty cool, though.
I do like the pig. Like, this is the only reason I bought the figure.
Yeah, it's such a freaking cool warthog, warhog, wild boar, whatever.
All right, back to the chat. We got some more questions here. Hey, DJ Bill Utley, thank you so much for the tater chat. What about a couple of thieving ferrets?
Ooh, from Beastmaster.
There we go.
Oh, I love them. Kodo and Podo.
That'd be cool.
That's actually a good question. Like, what made you go to the barbarian side of things? Like, what was it about? Because you said you collected Joes, you collected a lot of stuff as a kid that really didn't, other than He-Man, really didn't go that way. Like, what drove you to the barbarian side of things, besides there being a gap in the market for it?
Well, I loved I don't know. I love dwarves. They were very underrepresented in action figure form. and they're part of the whole, fantasy, sword and sorcery, or sword and sandals, whatever you want to call it, genre. And I really lean into that and not into realistic combat. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I collect Bolivar's and I collect GI Joe still, classified, but I just think that we don't have enough, barbarians. I mean, the only one we have is He-Man, Masters of the Universe, right? And also now Conan, but I mean it's Mezco, so it's not like we're going to get a whole line of Conan. Well, actually, we are getting a whole line of Conan figures now. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the news, but it's just like I think it's underrepresented.
That's exactly how I feel about cowboys.
Oh man, I love
no
a Western
cowboys.
figure.
Yeah,
there's gonna be cowboys.
Hell yeah,
there better be, especially dude from Fallout.
Oh yeah, maybe.
How
maybe
is nobody made Red Dead Redemption figures?
Right?
That's a good freaking question, man. I made my own custom. You guys know who Roland Deschain is from the Dark Tower series? Stephen King.
Yeah.
It's like a post-apocalyptic sci-fi western. Roland Deschain, he's a gunslinger, and I made my own custom of him. There isn't a freaking action figure of him either.
Well, just know that if a certain comic book gets popular and figures need to be made, there may be some homage head sculpts and stuff coming out for just such an occasion.
Nice. I can't wait.
We'll see.
I hope.
Articulated Ninja says, "Did someone say Athena? She looks so beautiful."
We knew it. We knew you were drooling over there.
Yep.
Yes.
A question from Cutthroat Comics. He says, "Question: Will you be creating extra weapon packs?"
I don't know if we're going to on this Kickstarter. I mean, we'd like to, but I don't know if we're going to for this one. But we eventually will. Yes.
Okay. Greg Fenstad. Jason, you said you were going more pliable, less obstructing hair. Would you want the hair to be removable to swap hair sculpts and maybe helmets possible?
I thought about that, and I thought about it, and I don't think we're gonna do the swappable hair. Man, I know it's such a good idea. It's such a good idea. It's still up in the air.
As long as it's nice and pliable, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it would be cool to take the hair off of one and put it on another. I mean, that is a great idea. I thought about that, and I was just like, I don't know. It wouldn't be too hard because all you would need. Well, all the head sculpts would have to be the same, pretty much the same shape, right? All the head sculpts. They couldn't be off. Well, maybe they could be a little off, but they would all pretty much have to be the same size, shape, the roundness, and all.
Yep.
I don't know. We thought about it.
Maurice, the one thing about Limb Toys, and this is not a shot at them, but it is, I believe it's unlicensed. So,
yeah.
Not that would stop me from buying it.
Not at all.
I would.
But I thought it was a 1/6 scale.
It might. I don't know. He says 112. Anyway, Darkest Cloister says, "I'm kind of confused with the mix of bronze, iron, and steel weapons. Is this just pure fantasy? If so, any laser guns?"
Laser
no
bow.
laser. Yeah, kind of. I don't think we have any laser guns per se yet. I mean, it's fantasy with a little bit of magic. I mean, of course, magic is mixed with fantasy, and also a little bit of sci-fi. So I'm not sure if we're doing any. We haven't thought about, well, for this realm, we haven't thought about laser guns. Let me just say that.
There are other realms.
Well, Star-Lord has another weapons question. He says, when Grimskull unlocks, will you throw in a blue sword with one of the hero characters?
It's a good question. Maybe in a future weapons pack.
For Duke Sky Surfer.
Duke Sky Surfer, yes, Duke.
Listen. I apologize for.
I think I downloaded that movie. It is not what you think it is.
Okay. Any more questions in the chat? Zakanin, again, thank you so much, all you guys, all the mods, for dropping this link in the chat. It's also pinned. If you guys want to hop in on the Brutal Realm do it now. You got 19 days. You don't get charged till the last day. So
don't wait. I backed it.
Yeah, the more people earlier unlocks our other characters, which General Grimskull, we got to get him unlocked. Athena, we got to get her unlocked.
Yeah. Yep.
So back early, please back early, and you won't get charged unless the Kickstarter funds.
And there's a lot of industry veterans involved in helping to make this happen, such as David Vonner. So I think it's a good one to back, and I may back it myself. I haven't yet. Full transparency, I haven't yet.
There's still time.
I don't know.
There's still time.
I have to leave? Okay.
Now, finally, God, that asshole's gone. So let's have some fun.
Let's have some real fun.
We're going to start giving away his toys now. Oh, what's up, man?
How dare you, sir? All right. Jason, thank you so much for joining us. It was great to get to know you and to hear about this new Brutal Realm. I just want to say Brutal Realm.
Brutal Realm.
Thank you so much.
Kato,
thanks for hopping on with us.
Yeah, man.
Filling in for Bobby, who could not be here. All right, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Remember, stay tuned for the after show. Kato, you're going to join me? You got a little something?
I am. I'm going to eat some lasagna, and then I'm going to join you.
Okay. Well, maybe give it like 30 minutes, and we'll start, okay?
Sounds good.
Plenty of time to eat lasagna. All right. Jason, Instagram, at Brutal Realms.
At Brutal Realm Toys. Or Brutal Realm, yep.
At Brutal Realm. Follow him there, guys. Again, link is in the chat for the Kickstarter. Channel members, we'll see you on the after show. Later, everybody.